Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, pop a comment below so I can say hi back. And we're going to be making a crochet pumpkin bookmark. We're going to start off with a magic ring. And we're going to chain up 1. We're then going to put 6 single crochets into that magic ring. If you want to know what yarn I'm using and what size hook, it's a 3.5mm hook and the yarn is Stylecraft Special Double Knit in the colour Spice. I'll link it below in the description for you. Once you've done that, you're going to tighten up that magic ring, and if you want a tutorial on how to do this magic ring, I will pop that in the description for you as well. So we're going to be working in the round for this project, so we're not going to be slip stitching to join, we are going to be continuously working in the round. For this round we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around, so that is an increase row, and you should have a total of 12 single crochets at the end of this row. Once you finish that round, you're going to do another increase round, so it'll be 2 single crochets in the first stitch and then 1 in the next, and then continue that all the way around, so 2 single crochets in one and then 1 in the next. You should have a total of 18 single crochets at the end of this round. Now for the next round we are going to increase again, so it's 2 in the first and then 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. So 2 single crochets into the first stitch, 1 single crochet into the next and 1 single crochet into the next. You should have a total of 24 single crochets at the end of this round. And one more time guys, we're going to increase, so 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 in each of the next 3, and continue that all the way around. You should have a total of 30 single crochets at the end of this round. Okay, so here's where I'm going to need my stitch marker, because we're now going to be working in rounds of just 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and we're going to do that for 5 rows. So a total of 5 rows with just 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So you should have a total of 30 stitches in each round. And once we finish those 5 rounds, we're now going to start decreasing. So we're going to decrease in the first 2 stitches. And then we're going to put 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and you're just going to repeat that around, decrease and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And at the end of this round you should have a total of 24 stitches. Okay guys, so the next round is a decrease round again, and we're going to decrease in the next 2 stitches, and then we are going to put 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches and just repeat that all the way around. So a decrease in the next 2 and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 2. And at the end of this round you should have a total of 18 stitches. I am doing the invisible decrease on these guys, and if you want a tutorial on how to do that, you can find that in the description below as well. So for this round it is another decrease round, so we're going to decrease over the next 2 stitches, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet in the next stitch and just repeat that all the way around. So in the next 2 it will be a decrease and then 1 single crochet in the next, and you'll have a total of 12 single crochets at the end of this round. So at the end of this round you should have a little ball, something like this, and if you wanted to give your little pumpkin some eyes, now would be the time before stuffing. And we're going to pull up a loop and we're going to now start stuffing it. So I'm going to grab my stuffing and then we're going to start popping it in. Now we want it quite firm but not too firm, as we are going to be making our little ridges for our pumpkin, and when it gets a little bit tricky because the hole is quite small, I like to grab my scissors and use that to get the stuffing in, and as you can see I just kind of twirl it around my scissors and push it in. So you need to stop stuffing when you get a little bit of a squish like this, so there's still a bit of room in there but it is nice and squishy. And once you get to this point we're then going to finish our last round, so we're going to just decrease in each stitch around, which will leave you with a total of 6 single crochets at the end of this round. Okay, so once we've done that we're just going to slip stitch into the next stitch to fasten off. So do your slip stitch, then chain 1 and cut your yarn. We're going to leave a long tail because we're going to need it to make those ridges on our pumpkin. And now we're going to grab our sharp needle, which has a large eye for the yarn to go through, and we're just going to pop that on. And now we're just going to sew that end shut, so I'm just going to go through the front loop only of the stitches of the last round. So just through those front stitches as you can see here, and you can always move your yarn out of the way so you can see those stitches a bit more clearly. Now to finish off, I'm just going to go through the bottom of the first stitch and pull that all the way through, then pull tight, and as you can see it comes together really nicely then. And then we're not going to do a knot or anything like that because we're going to make the ridges of our pumpkin. If anyone actually knows the proper term for the ridges in the pumpkin, drop the comment below because I have no idea what it is. But anyway, we're going to go around our little pumpkin, and then we're going to go in through the other side. So in through the opposite side and then back down through the middle, and just pull that all the way through. Now this is going to get a bit harder as you go along because obviously you're going through the stuffing. The more you prod and poke at it, the tighter and denser it gets. So we're just going to pull tight, and you'll see it creates a nice little ridge. Now to make them as even as possible, I like to go to the opposite side to create the next ridge. So just fold it around the opposite side. I like to put my finger on the bottom of it, see there, so that it keeps it in the right place. And that way when you go through, pop it through to the bottom. See, it's getting a little bit harder already. If it ends up over there, you bring it back over here, and you can keep just readjusting it to where you need it to be. And then again, pull tight, and another ridge is formed. So now we've got the two sides, we're going to split them evenly into thirds. So I'm just going to go around here, split into equal thirds on each side, and back down through the middle, and then pull that through just like before. And then you're just going to go to the opposite side of that as well, and just keep repeating that until you've got 6 little sections all together. So like I said, it's getting a bit too tough, so I'm going to grab my little flat nose pliers and use that to help me bring the needle through. So I've pushed it through the middle, and now I'm just going to bring it through with my pliers. And that way it's just going to save your fingers. I know I crochet a heck of a lot, and therefore my fingers are always getting a little bit sore from the yarn, and so anything to save my fingers is always a godsend. Okay, so now we've got all our little sections, we're just going to fasten off. I am going to hold that very tight because obviously we're holding it in place at the moment, so I'm just going to put my needle in and bring that yarn through just to anchor it a bit more in place. And then I'm going to do a little knot to fasten off. And then just weave in your end, so just pop it through to the other side, bring it through and snip it off. And that's your little pumpkin made. And now we're going to start making our little stem. So grab some brown yarn, pop your 3.5mm hook in, and we're just going to chain up 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're going to skip that first chain, and we're just going to slip stitch into each chain across, so you have a total of 3 slip stitches. 1, 2 and 3. Then you're going to fasten off, and you'll have your little stem, and then you just want to sew that onto the middle of your little pumpkin. Go in through the center at the top and bring that through to the bottom with our pliers to save our hands. Then we're going to turn it over. We're going to go across, not back through the same place we came out from because we want it to make sure it stays in there, but just across a little bit. Bring it back up through the top. As you can see, I used the table to push the needle through. And then bring that up through and tie a knot. Once you've tied your knot, you're just going to weave in the ends, and then you'll have your little pumpkin ready to rock and roll. So now it's time to start making the length of our bookmark. So we're going to grab some green yarn. I'm using a cotton double knit yarn. I will link it below for you as well. as well as our 3.5mm hook. Now you can chain as many as you like for this one, but just make sure you make those chains really tight. So chain and then pull, chain and then pull tight, chain and pull tight, and just keep doing that until you get the length that you require. Now everyone's different, has a different preference. I chained up 60 for a total on mine. Once you've chained the length that you would like, we're then going to do 6 loose chains so that we can work into them. So chain up 6, there we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work into the side of our chain. So I normally work into the back lumps or back loops of our chain. I'm going to work into the sides now. So slip stitch into the second from the hook. Then in the next one, we're going to put a single crochet. In the next, a half double crochet. And then in the next, we're going to put a double crochet. Now the next chain is a little tricky because we're going to be working in obviously both sides. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to go into that side, and we're going to put 3 double crochets into there. Once we've done that, we're going to pull our chain so it loosens it up a little bit again, and we're going to turn our chain and work into the opposite side of that chain stitch there. So pop the length behind us, and we're going to work into the other side of our chain. So we're going to put 3 double crochets into there. 2 and 3. And then we're just going to work down the other side of our chain as well. So a double crochet into the next stitch. Then a half double crochet in the next. A single crochet in the next. And then a slip stitch in the next. And then we're going to chain 1 and fasten off. And then you just weave in the end. And last but not least, we need to sew our length of our bookmark onto our little pumpkin, and then we are complete. So I am just going to turn our little pumpkin upside down and then sew it on just right in that centre. So I'm going to catch a couple of those stitches at the bottom, bring my needle through, and then to make sure it's really nice and secure, I'm going to go through the chain. So pop your needle through the chain. And pull it through. Then we're going to go through the little loop that we've created and pull that tight. Make sure you work it all the way down into that little centre, and then tie a knot and weave in that end. And there you have it, guys, a cute little pumpkin bookmark ready for autumn. And for gifting, it's my sister's birthday in October. She absolutely loves pumpkins and anything to do with Halloween or autumn, and I can't wait to make her one as well. I might actually give this one to her. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to drop me a comment below and let me know how it goes. And if you liked it, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you need any help or have any questions, contact me in the community tab and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.